Student loan discharge. There are individuals who under certain circumstances may have their student loan canceled. This is known as a student loan discharge. There are several circumstances where you can have your student loan canceled. We will list and discuss the circumstances starting with a closed school discharge. Contact your loan servicer if you think you qualify for a federal student loan discharge, and they will guide you as to how to apply. To find out who your loan servicer is, log into your account at studentaid.gov and scroll down to My Loan Servicers section on your account dashboard, or call the Federal Student Aid Information Center, FSAIC, at 1-800-433-3243. Before we get started with the discharge options, it is important to note that these options could be considered as taxable income. The tax could be much less than the student loan debt. But it is important to be prepared when tax time comes if you qualify for one of the following options. Closed school discharge. If you are enrolled or withdraw from a school that closes, you could be eligible for a closed school discharge. You must be enrolled for 120 days or under 120 days after withdrawing. You will also need financial and academic records. You could run into problems obtaining these if the school is closed. However, you can try to track your records through the U.S. Department of Education's website. You can also visit the Student Aid website for more information and on how to apply. Discharge in bankruptcy. Getting a court to discharge your debt through bankruptcy is very rare. However, they will take outstanding financial hardship into consideration. There are some guidelines that need to be met. For starters, you will need to have made every reasonable effort to pay back the loan. Your living conditions must be in a way that you would end up homeless and hungry if you focused your money on paying back the loans. Your economic hardship must appear to be permanent for the foreseeable future. There are two types of bankruptcy that apply. The first is a Chapter 7 and the other is a Chapter 13. Under a Chapter 7, all loans are forgiven, and under a Chapter 13, part of the student loans are forgiven. You will need to seek out a lawyer who works with student loans in bankruptcy if you wish to have your loans discharged through this method. Discharge for total and permanent disability. If you're in a situation that leaves you disabled and unable to work, you could qualify for what is known as a total and permanent disability discharge. You must fit into one of three situations to qualify. You will need documentation from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs that proves you're a veteran who can no longer work due to a service-related disability. You have documentation that proves you receive Social Security disability insurance or supplemental security income benefits. A physician diagnoses you with a disability that has lasted for 60 months and will continue to affect you for another 60 months. Discharge for false certification or unauthorized payment. This discharge option is for victims of identity theft. A few ways to be eligible is to have your school qualify you to receive loans, even though you were unable to meet all the requirements for the loan. Your school puts your signature on a document such as an application or promissory note without your knowledge. Someone steals your identity and uses it to take out a student loan. You are unable to pursue the career you went to school for due to physical or mental health issues, your age, a criminal background, or another qualifying reason. If you fall into one of these categories, contact your loan servicer to prove your case and possibly get your loan discharged. To learn more about false certification or unauthorized payment and to apply for one of these discharges, visit the Student Aid website. Student loan discharge for unpaid refund. This is similar to a false certification discharge in that unpaid refund discharge applies to direct loans and FFEL program loans. It would become effective if the school you attended did not pay any refunds it owed to the U.S. Department of Education or a lender. In this situation, the government will allow you a partial discharge for the amount that was not paid by the school. An investigation on your part will be required to find out if your school did in fact has unpaid refunds that could be applied to loan balance. Contact your loan servicer to find out if you qualify for this discharge. Borrower defense discharge. You can seek this option out if the school you attended violated any laws in your state. If you can provide proof that you have been defrauded by the school you attended, then you will not have to pay back your student loan. You will need to provide direct proof that you were misled by the school into taking out loans. While investigating, the government will place your loans into forbearance. If the government determines that there has been a violation in law, then you will not have to pay back the loans. If the government does not find a violation, then you will have to pay back the loans, plus any interest that accumulated during the forbearance. Student loan discharge due to death. If the borrower of a student loan dies, then the student loans are discharged. A loved one, family member or spouse, or a representative will need to show a death certificate or some other document proving death to the loan servicer. After this, all federal student loans are discharged.